Ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest illusions of modern life is that success automatically produces self awareness. It doesn't. In fact, many of the most successful people in the world have mastered systems without ever truly mastering themselves. And I think that is an important distinction because we live in a civilization that trains people to build resumes before identity, to accumulate before understanding, to perform before reflecting. From childhood, most people are handed a framework of reality long before they develop the awareness to examine it. A name, a culture, a belief system, a definition of achievement, a definition of failure. And over time, repetition becomes identity. Not because people are weak, but because human beings are deeply absorbent creatures. We inherit language before thought, patterns before perspective, conditioning before consciousness. And so many people spend their lives operating from inherited assumptions while believing they are fully self directed. That is why I believe one of the greatest forms of wealth today is awareness. Not information, awareness. Because information can fill the mind, but awareness transforms it. And what concerns me about this era is that we are surrounded by endless stimulation, but very little reflection. People wake up and immediately consume headlines, consume opinions, consume outrage, consume trends. And after years of constant input, many no longer know the difference between what they truly believe and what they have simply absorbed repeatedly. That, to me, is the deeper crisis beneath the surface of society. Not lack of intelligence, lack of inner stillness. Because clarity rarely arrives through noise, it arrives through observation, through stepping back long enough to ask difficult questions. Why do people believe what they believe? Who are they without constant external validation? How much of their ambition is authentic, and how much of it is inherited from culture, comparison, and expectation? These are uncomfortable questions, but transformative ones. And this is the essence of what Dominion Come represents: not rebellion, not conspiracy, not fear, awareness, a return to conscious living, a return to intentional thought, a return to inner authorship. Because I believe many people are not truly living from their core identity. They are living from accumulated conditioning. And the problem with conditioning is that it can make a person highly functional externally, while internally disconnected from themselves. They can build companies, yet not know who they are without achievement. They can gain status, yet still feel empty in silence. They can win publicly while quietly losing themselves privately. And so Dominion Come asks a different question: not how do we become more, but what have we become beneath? Because sometimes the greatest transformation in life does not come from adding something new. It comes from removing what was never authentically ours to begin with: the noise, the performance, the borrowed identity. And when those layers begin to fall away, people stop living automatically. They begin living consciously. They reclaim dominion over their attention, dominion over their thoughts, dominion over the direction of their lives. And in an age where everything is competing for human attention, that may be one of the highest forms of power left. Not power over others, power over self.